Good evening. Welcome to Financial Planner, the show where we take complex financial concepts, break them down into easy digestible bits. Today we'll take viewer queries as always. If you have any questions about your money, if you want to know if your investments are on the right track, you can email us at financialplanner@utvmoney.com. Also, our Facebook page seems to be getting a lot of attention. You can go over there to check out clips of the show and also post your queries. If you'd rather email us, like I said, the email is financialplanner@utvmoney.com. Joining us today, Sumit Vaid. He's a certified financial planner. He'll be taking all of your queries. And welcome, Sumit. Good to have you over here. So let's begin with a case study. Nakul Satpute writes in via email. He says, hi, my name is Nakul. He has a budget of 6 lakhs and he wants to know a little bit more about gold ETFs because we've talked about gold ETFs quite a bit on the show. So he's a little curious about that. He says, are gold ETFs a better option than buying solid physical gold? If I were to buy gold, which would be a better option? A gold bar or gold coins? And then can a gold ETF be converted into hard physical gold? So clearly, Sumit, Nakul's thought about gold ETFs and gold quite a bit. I mean, I don't know about the men, but for ladies, it's the only time you think about gold is when you have to buy jewelry.
True.
But talk to us about why gold ETFs are such a buzzword, and is it really a better option than buying jewelry, because gold is considered, at least in India, a long-term investment?
Okay, now gold ETF is a new product in a way on the horizon. When I say it in a way, what it means is it has been in existence for a very long time, but there was this product which Reliance Mutual Fund launched, which was a kind of fund based on gold ETF. Now, why it generated a lot of attention and interest is that it really eases down for a retail investor to buy into this fund, because unlike in an ETF, you don't have a demat account need in a Reliance kind of a product. That is one. Secondly, you can invest through SIP. So gold ETF is a old structured fund. There is a new kind of a fund which invests in ETF, which is a new structure which is creating attention. And ETF, in simply way put, is a paper gold, which is having underlying gold into this, so people then don't need to go and buy gold. So ease of upkeep is much more there, higher liquidity. You can buy in smaller denomination and then get the benefit. So that's the gold ETF. Is it a great investment option to really look at? Yes, commodities, and within commodities, gold is a good investment option. But the primary filter for investing in gold should be asset allocation. And let's go back to the tenets of financial planning, which we always keep talking about in this show. Have a financial plan. In that financial plan, articulate your goals. Within that goals, build an asset allocation. That asset allocation should include of direct equities and equity mutual funds, fixed income, and in commodities, gold. Underlying of gold can be ETFs or physical gold. So that's the right way of looking at it. So that's the first answer.
Right. The other thing is that, when you talk about asset allocation, so basically what you're trying to say is if you have this 6 lakhs, and that's, see where that fits into your whole investment mantra. And the thing is, don't put all of your money in this one basket, which is gold. I mean, we're talking about it a lot. And then gold is rallying because of all the geopolitical tensions around the world. But your point is, don't put all your eggs in one basket. So don't put it all in gold itself. Decide where that goes. B, you said that ETFs are one option. The other one is to go for the fund of funds. So now you have 2 different ways of investing, or 3 rather different ways of investing in gold. You can buy physical gold, so I can buy jewelry, or I can say, okay, I'm going to go open a demat account, find a broker, and then start investing in ETFs. So what would you suggest is the easier way of doing things?
Okay, again, the filter of this decision should be your financial plan. And as we articulated that when you are having your dreams being converted into gold, then gold should have an asset allocation. Within that, gold fits in one way as an asset allocation strategy. The other is within the financial planning, the first filter is of emergency planning. Now, a lot of people we have seen in India which feel that for even emergency planning, gold is a good hedge.
Right, because they always feel that, look, मेरे पास इतना सोना है, मैं रखूंगी, अगर कुछ हो गया तो I can sell the gold and I can immediate cash. Is that a good way?
It definitely is a serious way. I'll not put it as good or bad, because each to his own and comfort. But let's go back in history. And I've heard this story a lot from my parents during the partition of India-Pakistan. And they said those families which had easily accessible gold as their potential asset is what they were able to come back to India from Pakistan from.
They could bring it with them.
That's true, because it was easy to just pick it up. You can't pick a house and come in. At that point of time, there were no mutual funds. Even equity was not an established asset class. You didn't have time to go to bank and withdraw money and come. So the only thing which people got with them was gold. And those families which had large amount of gold were able to settle much better in India than those families which didn't have gold, irrespective how rich, how much money overall they had. So, there is school of a thought which says in emergency planning, gold as gold, bricks or biscuits is not a bad idea, because it's a concentrated value in a smaller proposition. Even if you have to, pick up and run.
Yeah, you could do it easily.
Easy. And now let's superimpose a Japanese earthquake scenario here, a tsunami scenario here, and something has to happen. And there's an emergency, and if you had gold with you, easily accessible at house, what is first thing which you do? You want to pick it up and take it up with you, because that's something which gives you security. So to each to his own. In emergency planning, if you ask me, I'm of that believer that certain amount of gold is not a bad idea, but not as jewelry.
Okay.
Not as jewelry, because it's still an investment, and jewelry has a lot of wastage assigned to it. There's a lot of wastage. You don't know what's the quality of gold into this. You don't know what value you'll be able to get, where you'll be able to get. So, buy a small gold biscuit or a basket or a brick and keep it in your house in a secure way. If it gives you a good night's sleep, because emergency planning is all about good night's sleep.
Right.
It's the filter in financial planning is what part of financial planning you're trying to address and take a decision accordingly.
Right. And Knuckles' question is, would it be a better option to get a gold bar or gold coins? Is there a difference? Are those just the same things in perhaps different shapes and forms?
No, there is difference. It all depends upon the kind of quantity you want to create. If it's a larger quantity, then gold bricks are much better. Why? Because the wastage is lesser. It's easier to upkeep. You don't have to keep large amount of coins. The wastage is less. So it depends upon the quantum. It depends upon the purpose. It also depends on where does it fit into your financial plan. Because the other element of keeping physical gold is huge storage, cost, and huge psychological security cost on your mind. Shit, I have so much of gold lying with me. So each to his own. Having said that, only one caution. We have seen in last 6 months gold being talked a lot about it. It's a typical peak. I'm not saying gold might correct. I don't know. I think very few people in the world know about it. But having said that, go and ask yourself a question, why now suddenly gold? Was it not there 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago? Because any emotional decision to any asset allocation strategy is not always right. Just because everybody is talking about it, just because everybody is saying about it, just because everybody is writing about it, cannot be the way to invest in a asset class, including gold.
So think about it, basically, is what you're saying, and don't randomly assign X amount of money to buying gold. All right, so we talked about gold biscuits, gold bars, all my favorite things. And I don't know, so you watch these 70s Hindi movies, and Amitabh Bachchan comes in, and the bad guy has a suitcase full. It opens and there's a golden glow. You know why? Because they have golden bars and gold biscuits.
I think you raise a very important point. After 70s movies, first time in 2006, 7, 8 onwards, we started hearing gold. Where was gold for the last 30 years? And that exactly is the point on asset allocation. Suddenly gold was not going anywhere. Suddenly gold didn't grow anywhere. Suddenly the gold returns were not even beating inflation. Last 3-4 years, there was uncertainty in world and gold is really moving. So that is a big point. 70s to 2008. Is a question which you need to ask yourself.
All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about Shudipta Pal's question about her investments. She wants to know if she has enough insurance. Well, we'll talk about that after this.